Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Skip's Marysville Music Cafe, with lessons, in person and personalized. Instruments including guitars and amps, horns, strings for instruments, and a myriad of music and sound equipment. Skip's Marysville Music Cafe.
Card for each item. If you wish to speak under public comment, please note that on the speaker card. When the matter is announced, please approach the speaker's lectern after being recognized by the chair. Roll call, please.
Supervisor McKelly?
Here.
Supervisor Flores?
Present.
Supervisor Ziegemeier?
Here.
Supervisor Baines?
Present.
Supervisor Conant?
Present.
I'd like to ask the Reverend Aaron Brown of St. Isidore's Catholic Church for our invocation.
Thank you so much. Since we're here for praying, I'll also ask for your prayers for my left ankle. Managed to hobble over to the AMBO today, but if any of you need an excuse to not go hiking up by Donner Pass, I'm here for you. But on behalf of St. Isidore's and the community here in Sutter County, I just want to thank the Board of Supervisors and all of you who are involved in these exercises for the work, the effort, and the sacrifices that you make. I know that so much of this often goes unseen by the public eye, but of course it is profoundly relevant and meaningful to us. So my gratitude to you. And we pray, God of history, as divine sovereign, you watch over the course of human events from our first parents to the present day. Even as empires rise and fall, as civilizations fade from memory, you treasure every blossoming flower, every human life. Allow us to recognize that our own intimate thoughts, our hidden actions, hold immense value in your sight, and that we are able to build up this community and your world as we seek to serve your will. We know that in your radiant light, all of the furthest consequences of every good act that we have done or failed to do will be revealed. Give us the resolve not to overlook the immense opportunity we have received, not to overlook the widow or the orphaned, the poor or the stranger, as we seek to build a culture of life here in our families and home. We ask all this in Jesus' holy name. Amen. Thank you.
Supervisor Conant, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Next up, we have a presentation. I'd like to ask Nicole Rittner to come up, please. If we could all come on now. All right. Is this working? First, I want to thank you very much for coming out. And it's not just the electeds, it's all the department heads and everyone out there. Everyone gets pulled away so much from their families, and it's really nice. And that the pat on the back really makes everyone feel a lot better. But thank you very much for that. We appreciate that. All right. Probation Services Week, July 17th through the 23rd, 2022. Whereas probation professionals play a unique and essential role in our justice system and communities. Probation is focused on helping justice-involved individuals transition out of the system permanently through transformative and evidence-based rehabilitation, and whereas probation officers are trained experts prepared to manage trauma and other needs of justice-involved individuals and safety, connect them to the resources they need. And whereas California probation officers are diverse, educated, and gender equitable professionals focused on providing collaborative safety for our communities. And whereas probation connects services and needs to enhance community safety and restoration of justice-involved individuals, probation departments are a connector in the justice system, bridging the gap and maximizing the resources available within the courts. Local governments, local law enforcement, social services, behavioral health, schools, crime survivor, organizations, nonprofits, and community to reduce recidivism by carefully balancing direct human services and research-based deterrence and interventions. And whereas probation's efforts to balance the need for accountability and individualized rehabilitation, treatment, and services provide justice-involved individuals the support and opportunities needed to move onto a healthier and safer life pathway. And whereas by delivering sustainable community safety, probation departments have a profound impact on the health and safety of our communities by working to reduce recidivism through evidence-based programming and supervision. The probation success ensures that our state's communities are safer for all Californians to live and prosper. Now, therefore, be it resolved that on this day, on this 12th day of July, 2022, the Sutter County Board of Supervisors proclaims the week of July 17th through the 23rd, 2022 as Probation Services Week to highlight probation's immense contributions to our communities and state. So, for those of you that really get to see what the probation department does, because you don't really see it throughout the year, you go to the Yuba-Sutter Fair, and you see them all out and about, literally, you guys had to be there, maybe probably 16-hour shifts during that? I mean, I'm assuming it seems like it's a long shift, but it's there to keep the community safe. And at times, being probation departments, you go above and beyond. And it's so neat, especially with everything handed down from the state and making it tougher and tougher. And it's just, we couldn't thank you for what you do. Thank you so much.
I just want to say that my staff do a lot of work throughout the year to help individuals in the community, not only keeping people safe, but the ones who are having trouble to rehabilitate and get back into the community and make better lives for themselves. And it's great that we have a week where we can honor what the staff are doing throughout the year. So, thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to public comment. Members of the public will be allowed to address the board on items of interest to the public that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Board of Supervisors. State law provides that no discussion or action may be taken on any item not appearing on the posted agenda. The consent calendar groups together those items which are considered non-controversial or for which prior policy direction has been given to staff and that require only routine action by the board. The chair will advise the audience that matters be adopted in total by one motion. However, the board may, at its option or upon request of a member of the public, consider any matters separately. We are going to remove item number 8. We're going to move that over to appearance. So, and I will look for a motion.
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
Move to approve the consent, removing item 8.
Second the motion.
Okay, so we have a motion by Supervisor Baines, second by Supervisor Flores with moving item number 8 to appearance.
1 through 14.
So
-8.
through 1 through 14, yes, removing number 8. Can I get a roll call, please?
Excuse me, Chairman.
Yes.
The consent calendar is items 1 through 12.
1 through 12. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to vote on items 1 through 12 with moving 8 to appearance.
Supervisor McKelly?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegemeier?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Conant?
Aye.
All right, motion passes. And we will start out with, first of all, I'm going to look for any public comment before we...
We have 8, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about debate, but I'm going to look at no public comment. And, all right.
To the chair?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so for item number 8, it's to set a special meeting study session for a presentation on the community health assessment through the Health and Human Services Department. A little more time is needed for that, and staff has requested to change the special meeting session at the beginning of the meeting, the second meeting in August, which is August 23rd. So it'd be just moving it from July 26th to the 23rd at the same time, 2 p.m.
All right. Do we have a motion for?
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion by Supervisor Conant, second by Supervisor Baines. Can I get a roll call, please?
Supervisor McKelly?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegemeier?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Conant?
Aye.
All right. First up, item number 13.
Public hearing to consider adoption of a resolution vacating a portion of Paseo Avenue east of the crest of the West Levee of Feather River and the reduction of Paseo Avenue right-of-way width from 100 feet to 60 feet between Highway 99 and the west sideline of Sutter Butte Canal.
Good afternoon, Honorable Board. I'm David Tom, Senior Civil Engineer and County Surveyor. And before you this afternoon is a roadway abandonment for Paseo Road. It was actually platted as a 100-foot wide right-of-way with the recordation of Sutter Colony Number 1 back in 1906. So as shown on the screen, the map depicts a 100-foot right-of-way all the way from what is now Highway 99 to the west bank of the Feather River, and that goes over the top of the levee of the West Feather River levee. So you can go ahead and advance to the next one. So within that 100-foot right-of-way, there is a 20-foot county maintained road, and then that road extends all the way to the Sutter Butte Canal, the bridge over the Sutter Butte Canal, and that canal bridge is maintained by the county and is on a 2-year inspection cycle through Caltrans. So it's county sees that inspection report every 2 years. Within the county right-of-way in that area, there's also 2 gravel roads that go up the sides of the levee. Those are not county maintained. And there is no right-of-way, either pedestrian. I mean, there's a right-of-way that extends to the Feather River, but there's no pedestrian improvements, no vehicle improvements that extend within the county right-of-way to the river. Okay, so nothing has been developed. Within that 100-foot right-of-way, there are many existing structures, private structures. There's and so reducing the right-of-way will actually take those buildings out of the county right-of-way. Also, so the recommendation is at this point to abandon all right-of-way to the east of the crest of the levee, West River, Feather River levee, and then maintain 100-foot right-of-way from the crest down to the west sidelines of the Sutter Extension Canal. Keeping that 100-foot right-of-way over the canal bridge actually helps in the future if we ever have to maintain that bridge. And it also provides a turnaround using those gravel roads at the end of our right-of-way there that we would keep. Reducing the right-of-way to 60 feet will actually take a lot of every existing building out of the county right-of-way, and also the orchard trees. There's many orchard trees and fences along that section, and those would no longer be within the county right-of-way either. So it's a win-win for both the county and the property owners along that segment of the roadway. We actually have noticed the public by placing hearing notices for this meeting on every telephone pole along that section as required by the Streets and Highway Code, as well as posted it in the Appeal Democrat. So any questions from the board regarding this?
We have a questioner here. Yes, Supervisor.
Well, more of a comment than a question.
Well, you know what? Let me do this. Let me open up the public comment first of all.
Oh, yeah.
And let me see. Do we have any public comment? All right. That's good to know. You said you posted everything. I haven't heard back. Got a lot of friends up and down that road. Haven't heard anything. So we'll bring it back to the board. Supervisor?
Yeah, so
close the public comment.
David, so that it's almost unheard of for us in Sutter County to have 100-foot right-of-ways. I know we have a few spaces that are, and we're thinking about turning a lot of them back into, because 100 foot is awful wide, and a lot of those homes were built in the early 60s and 50s, correct? And and nobody probably realized they were building their house on the county right-of-way at the time.
Yeah.
So it was, I think, and I'm sure they got permits and everything else, but I don't think even the county realized it.
Yeah, they had grandiose plans back in 1906 to build a community right along, Highway 99 right in there. So they have, the map actually depicts a subdivision right there. So with medians in the center of Paseo Road. So none of that ever happened. And so we really don't need the right-of-way at this point. We're retaining 32 feet on the south side just because there's a PG&E power line that actually the cross arms it's a 12-foot wide cross arm. So the poles are about 25 feet south of the center line, so another 6 feet for the wires. Maintaining 32 feet allows PG&E to get in there and access their power lines. So,
through the chair, thank you. I've met with some of the landowners there and discussed this with them, and this actually makes it easier for them to put up some gates and secure their own property. So I'm in favor of the staff's recommendation on this.
Is that a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion by Supervisor McKelly, second by Supervisor Conant. Can I get a roll call, please?
Supervisor McKelly?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegemeier?
Yes.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Conant?
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to item number 14.
Public hearing to consider project U19-023, a use permit to allow a large special event facility for weddings, birthday parties, and similar events to include 20 annual events attended by up to 175 guests and 2 annual events attended by 350 guests. A large agricultural education and entertainment facility to include 8 annual events attended by up to 150 guests, and agricultural homestay for up to 4 guests daily, a rezone from ag to ag plan development combining district to allow for unsurfaced parking area for the facility, a request to remove a condition that requires the use permit for the existing commercial horse boarding, training, and breeding stable and equestrian event use to be reviewed and renewed every 5 years, and a request to reduce the number of currently approved equestrian events from 59 to 29 annually, located at 8807 South Butte Road, approximately 1,800 feet east of Wine Coop Road.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Board Member Steve Geiger, Planner with Development Services. Thank you, Stephanie. I know that was a long description for this project. This project has many components to it. To start off with, just as way of background, in your staff report, the board will note that since 1988, there have been 3 previous use permits and 1 use permit amendment approved for the existing commercial horse boarding stable and horse event facility that's located on the site. Contained in those approvals, there were parking waivers to allow for unsurfaced parking areas. Now, on May 5th, 2021, a code enforcement case was opened on the subject property for use of the property as a wedding venue without use permit approval and expired building permits for barn repairs and a patio cover. On June 30th, 2021, a citation was issued to the owner, and on July 28th, 2021, an administrative hearing was held, and the hearing officer ruled in favor of the county, requiring the owner to cease holding weddings and other events on the property until the filed use permit is approved. So along with an existing residence, the subject 17.49 acre parcel is developed with an outdoor and indoor horse arena, barns, horse stalls, and other improvements that are related to the existing commercial horse boarding facility. The existing facility has been in operation for over 30 years. With this application, the applicant is proposing to reduce the number of currently approved equestrian events from 59 to 29 annually, with a maximum of 100 people attending each of those events, and add new uses, including a large special events facility for weddings, birthday parties, and similar events, a large agricultural education and entertainment facility, and also allow for agricultural homestays. The subject property fronts on South Butte Road, which is a county-maintained road. There is a 16-foot asphalt driveway that's located in the center portion of the property, which provides the primary access to the project site. South Butte Road is classified as a rural collector by the Sutter County General Plan. Traffic count data collected by Development Services Engineering for South Butte Road in August of 2021 resulted in an average daily traffic count of 1,108 vehicles. Now, based on the 20 total proposed special events being proposed by the applicant, with 175 guests occurring twice a month on average, these events will generate approximately 280 vehicle trips for an entire month. If the 280 vehicle trips are divided by 30 days, the average number of daily vehicle trips to the project site would only be just over 9. If this number of trips is doubled to provide a more conservative number that would include the 2 special events that will be attended by 350 guests, as well as other daily activities occurring at the facility, the average number of daily trips would be 19. The additional amount of traffic generated by this project is relatively minimal, as a minimum of 7,000 daily vehicle trips is required for South Butte Road to be classified at level of service C. Using the August 2021 average daily traffic count of 1,108 vehicles, this project will not generate an increase in traffic levels, resulting in a change to the level of service for South Butte Road. In addition, no potential impacts have been identified by Development Services Engineering or the Sutter County Fire Services, indicating the site will result in an inadequate emergency access. The existing commercial horse stable and equestrian event facility previously received approval of a parking waiver for surfacing of on-site parking areas. Proposed parking areas are located throughout the subject property, including grass area at the southeast corner near the entrance, valet parking area within the outdoor horse arena, and grass area located north of the outdoor horse area and large horse pen. The site plan identifies a total of 278 on-site parking spaces. The zoning code requires one parking space be provided for every 2.5 guests attending an event and one parking space for each employee for the applicant's proposed use. The applicants indicated that a maximum of 20 employees may be on site for large special events. So based on the maximum number of 350 guests attending an event, the total number of required parking spaces is 160. So the on-site parking area is therefore adequate and meets the zoning code requirement for the proposed uses. The project will utilize existing outdoor wall-mounted lighting and new exterior lighting from temporary portable lighting proposed to be used for parking areas when evening events are held. Outdoor lighting of the site, especially temporary lighting used for special events, has the potential to impact neighboring residences. To address this potential impact, a mitigation measure is included requiring all outdoor lighting related to the special event or commercial horse stable facility not exceed 20 feet in total height and be oriented and shielded to direct the light downward onto the property. Temporary lighting used for parking in outdoor activity areas will also be required to be turned off by 11 p.m. The proposed special events facility will have events attended by up to 350 people with a 10 p.m. ending time. These events have the potential to generate noise impacts to surrounding properties, and the applicant was therefore required to have a noise study prepared to analyze potential noise impacts. The applicant's noise study was prepared by E-Corp Consulting Incorporated to address the noise standards of the Sutter County Zoning Code. According to the study, the nearest off-site sensitive receptors to the area where special events will be held are residences, the closest being approximately 300 feet away from the location of where special events will be held. The results of the noise study are based on noise prediction modeling in order to estimate the worst-case noise levels that may occur at the nearest noise-sensitive receptors when events are occurring at the facility. On-site noise levels were calculated with the Sound Plan 3D noise model. The applicant originally proposed special events, such as weddings, to be attended by a maximum of up to 500 guests, which is the maximum number of guests that were evaluated in the noise study. The applicant subsequently revised the project to propose the maximum of 350 people attending these special events. The main source of noise at the events is anticipated to be from amplified sound systems during wedding activities. Noise levels from amplified sound systems vary considerably and depend upon the size of the area intended to be served, the crowd size, and the nature of the amplified sound. On-site noise as a result of wedding activities was calculated using the Sound Plan 3D noise model. The model accounts for 3 areas of crowd noise, a large area adjacent to the indoor arena, and 2 smaller areas located outside of the event space and event barn, as well as 2 areas of amplified music located adjacent to and between the event barn and the event space. Results of the noise study indicate noise levels for special events would range from 49.5 decibels to 62.3 decibels in the area immediately surrounding the facility. Article 21.5 of the County Zoning Code authorizes outdoor or indoor events, gatherings, shows, bands, fairs, festivals, weddings, sporting events, entertainment, and similar events provided such activities take place between 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and do not exceed an equivalent sound level of 65 decibels when measured at any point on the property line over any 30-minute period. Therefore, the facility, as a result of weddings and other special events, would not produce noise in excess of the county's noise standard as long as it's conducted within the permitted hours. Regarding wastewater disposal for the facility, in 2019, the applicant had the daily wastewater flow from existing operations evaluated by Von Geldern Engineering Company. Based on this analysis, the daily wastewater flow for current site activity is slightly below and should not exceed the original leach field capacity. The applicant stated that for large events exceeding 250 guests, portable toilets will be brought to the site to supplement demand and avoid overuse of the existing on-site sewage system. The Environmental Health Division has reviewed the project and indicated no concerns regarding sewage disposal. The applicant is also requesting, as part of this project, a rezone from agriculture to Ag PD, or the Planned Development Combining District, to allow for the unsurfaced parking area for the facility. The Planned Development Combining District is intended to encourage creative, diverse, and efficient approaches to land use and development that are not readily accommodated by base zoning districts. For agricultural use types, agricultural and special event use types, required parking and circulation areas are typically required to be all-weather and usable for the purpose for which they're provided, but are not required to be paved. At a minimum, 4 inches of either Class 2 aggregate base or butte rock is typically required. For this project, the applicant has an existing asphalt driveway extending from South Butte Road to the north end of the indoor horse arena and proposes parking of guest vehicles on unsurfaced areas, including the grass area at the southeast corner of the property, the outdoor horse arena, and grass area located north of the large horse pen. Use permit 1592, which was previously approved in 1989 for the existing commercial horse stable and equestrian event facility, approved a parking waiver for the surfacing of the front parking area. Given that a total maximum of 30 large special events and large agricultural education events are proposed at the facility annually, and given the historical use of unsurfaced parking on the site and in keeping with the agricultural character, staff is supportive of the applicant's request for rezoning to the Ag PD district, which would allow for the unsurfaced parking on site for the proposed use. Use permit 1592 also included a condition stating the use permit approval was issued for a term period of 5 years, subject to renewal. Since the commercial horse stable now has been established on the property for over 30 years, the requirement for the previous use permit to be renewed every 5 years is no longer necessary, and staff is recommending it be removed. In addition, the applicant's also requesting a reduction in the number of currently approved equestrian events from 59 to 29. Staff has placed a condition on the project to accommodate this request. The project site has an agriculture 40-acre general plan designation and is zoned agriculture. The proposed uses are permitted in the Ag District with approval of this use permit. The project is consistent with the zoning code as well as the general plan, including the general plan goal and policies that are listed in your staff report. On June 15th, 2022, the Planning Commission conducted a public hearing on this matter. In addition to the applicant, 3 individuals spoke in favor of the project. By a unanimous vote of 7-0, the Planning Commission recommended approval of this project to the Board of Supervisors with a recommended change to Condition 1 to allow the applicant a 10-year period to construct the proposed future event barn and greenhouses. It's further recommended by the Development Services Department that the Board of Supervisors directs the applicant to pay the all outstanding charges due to the county for processing of the application as addressed by Condition 3. Should the applicant fail to pay the outstanding balance, the applicant would fail to meet a required condition of approval and the use permit would be determined to be invalid. This concludes my presentation, unless there's any questions.
All right, first of all, we're going to open up the public comment. No comment. We're going to close the public comment and bring it back to the board.
To the chair.
Yes, sir.
I realize there's several homes nearby this. Have they been we've reached out to those owners and made sure that they've been notified?
Right.
Well,
yes. Yeah,
and they don't have any problems with this either, correct?
Correct. Right. There was no one that spoke at the Planning Commission hearing in opposition to it.
To answer that, the Handy family actually had a meeting with the neighbors, all the neighbors involved, and it's a great idea because it put everyone's it put everything to at ease, knowing that everyone was going to work with each other. And I've had nothing but 100% support from all the neighbors in that area. I've reached out to, I believe, every single neighbor, and everyone says, we support this project. We can get behind this. They just had a church there just, a couple weekends ago, and I reached out and asked them. I said, how'd everything go? They said it was absolutely amazing. They said it was absolutely perfect, and we can't wait for this. And so this is something I fully support this, especially with the neighbors' 100% support.
Is it, to the chair, one last comment. Is it, what exactly is the agricultural stay? Is that where people camp out, or?
Yeah, right. It's where they are allowed to come and stay, kind of like a bed and breakfast out in the country, to see what farm life might be like, maybe participate in some of the activities.
And what are the agricultural education events planned? What kind of things are they talking about for that?
Those are often for students, children, to come out to the farm and be able to see the goings on the farm, kind of get to learn agricultural ways. Yeah.
All right, so if there's no other
Through the
questions.
chair.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Supervisor McKelly, second by Supervisor Baines. And can we get a roll call, please?
Supervisor McKelly?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores? Supervisor Ziegemeier?
Yes.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Conant?
Aye. I'd just like to say, this is a great idea to promote agriculture and to promote our local industry in our community. And I think we have other places like this that maybe we should look at offering permits for them, that this might be the way to get those operations as successful as this one will be.
Yeah, one thing I'd like.
Many of them are fairly large parcels that don't affect any neighbors at all, much bigger than this, with neighbors much further away. So we should probably make some way to streamline these kind of permits for these kind of operations.
And the average wedding brings in over $22,000 per wedding. That's in the community, $22,000. So you're welcome, City of Yuba City. We're going to fill up your hotel rooms even more.
Through the chair. Actually, just am reminded of Supervisor Flores. You had said that, is it Yolo County that has the ag? Right. Yeah, it would be nice to be able to find a place to do a facility like that in the future. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, moving on to item number 15.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I'd like to read the ordinance.
Oh, yes, please
title.
read it. Yes.
An ordinance of the County of Sutter amending the zoning of a certain parcel in the county.
Thank you very much.
Approval to continue the appointment of David Collins as the County Administrative Hearing Officer for the period of July 15th, 2022 through July 14th, 2023 at the rate of $85 per hearing pursuant to California Government Code Section 27720.
All right. I think that pretty much laid it all out there. If there's any, I'm going to look. Is there any speaker cards? No speaker cards. We're going to open up the public comment. Mike, did you want to?
Okay. Yeah, we would like to get your support for the continued hearing officer, David Collins, $85 per session for the next year.
Through the chair, move approval of the recommended act.
Second.
We have a motion by Supervisor Flores, second by Supervisor Conan. Roll call, please.
Supervisor McKelly?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores? Supervisor Ziegemeier?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Conant?
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to item number 17. I'm sorry, 16.
Approval of a cooperative agreement between the City of Yuba City and Sutter County to facilitate reimbursement from the city for the paving of a portion of Sanborn Road as part of the fiscal year 2020-2021 road overlay project, and authorization for the Director of Development Services to execute the agreement.
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion.
Making it easy.
Sorry, we read the report.
We've been waiting a long time for that one.
We have a motion by Supervisor Baines, second by Supervisor Flores. Did I get that right? Yes.
Got it.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Supervisor McKelly?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegemeier?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Conant?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 17 now.
Last report.
Chance to talk.
Adoption of a resolution authorizing the exception to the 180-day waiting period to rehire an Inuit with critical skill set.
No?
No. Jake has a question.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair and members of the board. Gina Rowland, Human Resources Director. As you know, individuals who retire from the county are not able to be rehired by the county without a 180-day waiting period. So Mr. Johnny Beaver from the auditor's office, or the Auditor Controller's Office, who's an accounting systems analyst, he's retiring this Friday, July 15th, and he possesses vast knowledge and experience with property tax administration. So he has a unique skill set that is continues to be needed by the department until such time that they can find his replacement. And so this action will approve the resolution required by CalPERS that allows us to bring him back before the end of that waiting period.
All right.
Chair. Oh, sorry.
Hold on. We're going to check for speaker cards. No speaker cards. We're going to open up for public comment. We're going to close public comment. Bring it back to Supervisor McKelly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jim, just one quick question. I mean, I remember we just discussed something like this before, but it's a different employee, right? Wasn't it just a month ago or so we discussed
Yes, that's correct. So,
so
that person was for Health and Human Services in their fiscal and admin, and this is an individual in the Auditor Controller's office.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion by Supervisor Flores, second by Supervisor Conant. Can I get a roll call, please?
Supervisor McKelly?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegemeier?
Yes.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Conant?
Aye.
All right. With that, we're going to go to item number 18, follow-up announcements by our Honorable Steve Smith.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Supervisors. I don't have anything for today.
All right. We're going to go to district reports. We're going to start out. Let's start out over here. Number 1.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have nothing to report.
So my only comment was, as we have been, as most of you know, Cotton Rosser passed away a couple weeks ago in a celebration of life. I believe, I haven't looked at my calendar, but I think it's a Saturday or Friday or something. And I was wondering if the board was wanting to do a resolution in support of his years of service to this community.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I think we should put that. I think we should do something, some sort of a plaque over to the family.
We can do that, right, Deborah?
Yes.
And we don't have to have that.
Very warranted. He's done a lot for the community, not just for Yuba County, Sutter County.
I mean, he's an innovator in
absolutely
the
we can make a motion
industry.
But
yes,
a promoter, great guy.
Anything else?
No, that was it.
All right, move on to number 4 here.
Oh, sorry, nothing to report. I'd just like to have a letter sent out to the family of the same Kangura who passed away a couple weeks ago while you were out of town. So his father passed away, and if we get a letter of condolences out to the family, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'd like to be on that as well, too, please.
Okay, I'd like to make sure we send a letter of condolence to a good friend of mine, Paul McManus, who passed away last week. I had the privilege of knowing Paul for around 22 years. He was one of the friendliest guys around this community that I knew. He was a loving husband to his wife, Foster. And together they ran a chiropractor business for many, many years. And many of you probably will recognize his work from his activity. He was very active in the acting company and setting up sets and working with the acting company for a lot of years. So Paul's going to be missed by this community, and I want to make sure we send a letter of condolences to his wonderful wife, Foster. And then I'd just like to invite everybody to attend the Peach Festival this weekend in Marysville. It goes from, actually Thursday night, they have a bar hopping event, so if you're interested in that, but it goes Friday evening and then all day Saturday. So people come from all over the state to attend the Peach Festival. They're expecting between 30 and 50,000 people to come. So it'd be really nice to have the Board of Supervisors from Sutter County there as well. Love to see you guys.
Thank you. Close memory of Turson Kangura, Sarb Kangura's father, of course, just like Supervisor Baines was mentioning earlier. And we have a lot of congratulatories out there, especially for all the little leaguers. I know Supervisor Flores was calling me up, you got to come to the game. And I didn't have a car seat with me, so I couldn't go. And so this is huge. And in order to get, okay, so you have Tournament of Champions and so forth. It's a really big deal in the Little League world. And so when you win those, and I'd like to see us to send something to each one of the teams that have won that. I know Supervisor Flores' nephew was on the Sutter area team, so it's really neat. And there's teams still playing. We had our minor team won last night. And so what they do is they win at this level, then they go on. And when they go on, like for instance, they're going to be playing in Willows, their team. So every game is in Willows. And then it goes, you start going to, now it's regionals now, and then it'll go to out of state. So this is a big deal, and what I'm getting at is you're going to start seeing a lot of fundraising going on, hopefully, which means great news. So whether it be tamale sales or whatever, so try to buy something from these kids, try to help them out a little, because that's their only funding to get there. And it's Little League. It's not travel ball, it's Little League. So And I love Little League, love travel ball too, but Little League, anyone can play Little League. All right, so next, I believe they go down south to L.A.
Yeah, but then they go out of state.
Okay. Yeah. But congratulations all them. Shooting teams, let's send out something. Yuba City, Sutter, both did well in Las Vegas this past weekend. And last but not least, I'd like County Council to work on a letter to the governor opposing AB 2571 that just got signed into law July 1st. And what it is they're going after they're going after anything involving guns with anyone under than 18. We have youth shooting sports that are very popular in this area that are helping some of our youth get scholarships out of the area, whether it be trap shooting, airsoft, and we have one young lady that was at my house last night. She has a full ride scholarship, graduated Sutter High School 2 years ago to Nebraska, Madeline. And so this is big, and I'd hate to see this stuff pulled away from these kids. We had an amazing program in Nevada that just got shut down 3 years ago. We had a lot of Yuba-Sutter kids going there. So now a lot of our kids are going to Nebraska, Air Force. We have a few at Air Force and so forth, Ohio. So it gets these kids in education, not just in academics, but in others, in sports. And our kids, we're always getting first or second place at nationals between our teams from Marysville, Yuba City, and Sutter, and East Nick. So it's very imperative that this continues. They're not doing anything bad, and so like I said, I'd like you to please look into it, read into that, and please put something together that we could sign towards our governor.
Through the chair, does that include shotguns also?
Yes, it does.
Oh, really?
Anything that involves any youth with a 18 and 17 or younger, I should say.
Yeah, and I'd like to say a couple things on this. These trap shooting teams and these target shooting teams, these are something that these people can do for the rest of their lives. I have friends that started out as young men and women shooting trap, very young, ages younger than this, some younger than high school, and now they're older than me. And they're still shooting trap competitively, and it's sort of like playing golf. It's just another sport, and I would hate to see these sports get lost because of some misguided individuals.
All right. So with that, want to wish everyone a happy 2 weeks, and we'll see you in a couple weeks because I'll be gone for a couple weeks. I want to thank my fellow supervisors for allowing me to do that, for taking care of some of my meetings. I work with some of the greatest people, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I don't say it all the time. Sometimes I yell at each of you, and you yell at me, but I love each and every one of you, and thank you for helping me out here. All right.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, can we get a motion?
We have a motion and a second.
Move to approve.
All right. We got a motion by Supervisor Baines, second by Supervisor Flores. Roll call, please.
Supervisor McKelly?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Ziegemeier?
Yes.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Conant?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.
Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Skip's Marysville Music Cafe with lessons in person and personalized. Instruments including guitars and amps, horns, strings for instruments, and a myriad of music and sound equipment. Skip's Marysville Music Cafe.